Today we're going to work on how to do net present value, or NPV, and internal rate of return, or IRR, using a financial calculator. Now the calculator I use is the BA2 Plus professional financial calculator, but there are several models of the BA2 Plus. So let's show you how to do all the cash flows and calculate this on the calculator. Hey, if you're new, my name is Jeff from Finally Learn. I just teach financial skills that you need. So here we have the required rate and we have the cash flow. So we're spending $500,000 and we have a chance to receive $100,000 a year from now, $120,000 2 years from now, and so on. So we want to calculate what is the net present value, what is the internal rate of return, and should we accept yes or no. So we've done this problem using Excel. So I've got a previous video using Excel, and this is showing you how to do it not only on Excel, but now doing it on the financial calculator. So here's what happens. You have your financial calculator. So this is an emulator that does the BA2 Plus calculator or the professional model, either model that works the same way. So what we want to do is we go to the second line down. You see the CF. The CF stands for cash flow, and then we've got a button for NPV and IRR. So let's go to CF. I've got some previous numbers in there, so I want to clear my work. So I do second and then clear work at the bottom. So everything is clean here. There's nothing in the register for the cash flows. So we just want to start entering $500,000 as a negative cash flow, because that's our first cash payment. That's our initial investment. So now what we need to do you see there's an enter reminder at the very top? So we're going to hit enter and then down arrow. This is cash flow period 1, so I'm going to type in 100,000. 100,000, enter, down arrow. And we can do frequency. So if this were 100,000 5 times, we could say, well, this is 5 times, and then we're finished entering those 5 years. But this is all separate years. In fact, I typically don't do that. Even if for 5 years it's the same, I just enter them one at a time so I know I haven't made an error. So frequency 1 is 1. So cash flow 2 is 120,000. Enter, down arrow. Frequency 2 is going to be 1. So cash flow year 3 is 135,000. So 135, enter, down arrow, and just one time, one of those. So cash flow 4 is 160,000. Enter, down arrow, and then frequency is 1, and then cash flow 5 is 190,000. Enter, down arrow, frequency 1. Okay, now there's going to be nothing in cash flow 6 or frequency 6. So let's review our entries here. 500,000 is the cash flow period 0 rather. Period 1 is going to be 100,000. Cash flow period 2 is 120, then 135, and then 160, and 190. Okay, so we've entered the cash flow in this register right here. Now we need to switch over to NPV. And NPV, we need a required interest rate. So it says, hey, what is our discount rate we're going to calculate? Or what is the required rate that we have to have? And here it's 10% based on the initial problem. Enter, and then down arrow, it says NPV is 0, but we want to compute. So compute right here on the top left is CPT. So here's our answer, 18,767. So 18,767 is going to be our answer. I'm not going to worry about the pennies here. So the pennies are not going to make it's not going to be a deal breaker for us. And so should we accept or reject? Well, anytime we have a net present value that's positive, we accept. So based on this, we accept, because we're receiving, after 10%, we're still receiving a positive number. So we're receiving greater than 10%. And that's what internal rate of return, or IRR, will tell us. So IRR is actually all these numbers and just calculates the actual return. So we have IRR and hit compute, it's going to be 11.3102. So the answer is 11.3102. I'm not going to show those decimals except for the first two I need to show. Needs to be a, well, it's going to be 11.3102. So I'm going to show two decimals so we know it's 11.31. Should we accept? You need at least a 10% return. You're getting 11.31, so yes, we would accept. Now, what's the relationship in these two numbers? If we change the required rate, then net present value changes, but the internal rate of return, the IRR, does not change. So for example, what if this were 14%? We required 14%. Well, the internal rate of return is going to be the same, 11.31. So we would reject, because now we need 14%. We're going to reject up here because our NPV is going to be different. It's going to be a negative. Let's prove it. Let's go back to NPV is going to be the interest of 14%, enter, down arrow, and then recompute. This is going to be a negative 35,411. Let's round up. 35,411, is that my number? 35,411, and so we would reject because we're not getting 14% rate of return, we're only getting 11.31. If we change the required rate, internal rate of return is not affected, but net present value is affected. So in this case, if you require 14%, you reject, both signs point in the same direction. At 10%, remember, we would accept. Hey, I've got a video that YouTube thinks you're going to really love, so check it out right now.